The envelope trembled in my hands like a live grenade, its crisp white paper smeared with rain from the mailbox. I tore it open on the stoop of my apartment building, the autumn wind whipping my hair into my eyes, and there it was, my mother's handwriting, neat and unyielding as always. "We've agreed you're no longer part of the family," it read. "Don't come to any gatherings. This is final." No signature, no explanation, just those words slicing through me like a dull blade, carving out chunks of my chest until I could barely breathe. I crumpled to the wet concrete, the paper clutched in my fist, rain mixing with the hot tears streaming down my face. Fury boiled up from my gut, a primal scream trapped in my throat. How dare they? After everything I'd sacrificed. The world blurred, horns blaring from the street, but all I heard was the echo of my own heartbeat, pounding betrayal into every vein. I staggered inside, slamming the door so hard the frame rattled. The apartment was a tomb of silence, the kind that amplified every ragged breath. I paced the living room, the worn carpet muffling my footsteps, but nothing could quiet the storm in my head. Denial hit first, a frantic whisper. This can't be real. Maybe it's a mistake, a cruel joke from my brother, Ethan, who always loved pushing buttons. But no, the handwriting was hers. Looped L's, sharp T's, the same script that had signed my birthday cards for 32 years. I flung the letter onto the coffee table, where it landed beside a photo of us all at last Christmas. Mom beaming in her red sweater, Dad with his arm around her, Ethan smirking with his wife, Lila, and me in the corner, smiling like an idiot who didn't see the knife coming. Heartbreak clawed at me next, a deep, aching void that made my knees buckle. I sank onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. Why? What had I done? Flashes of memories assaulted me. The late nights helping Mom with her chemo treatments 2 years ago, driving her to appointments while Ethan worked late. The money I'd loaned Dad for his failing hardware store, never asking for it back. The secrets I'd kept for them, like Ethan's affair that nearly tore the family apart before Lila forgave him. I'd been the glue, the one who fixed things. And now, exiled. Humiliation burned in my cheeks. I could imagine them discussing it over dinner, voting me out like some reality show reject. "Sarah's too much drama," Ethan probably said, his voice dripping with that fake concern. "We need peace." I grabbed my phone, fingers hovering over Mom's number. Call her. Demand answers. But resentment surged, stopping me cold. No, let them stew in their decision. Obsession took root then, a dark seed sprouting in the fertile soil of my pain. I replayed every family interaction in my mind, dissecting them for clues. Was it the argument last month, when I confronted Ethan about borrowing money from Dad without telling me? Or deeper, back to when I came out as bisexual in college, and Mom's smile had tightened just a fraction. Dad had hugged me, but Ethan had joked, "Great, more competition for dates." I'd laughed it off, but now it festered like an infected wound. The afternoon bled into evening, the sky outside my window turning bruised purple. I hadn't eaten, hadn't moved except to refill my glass of water that tasted like ash. Guilt flickered at the edges. Maybe I was the problem. Too opinionated, too independent. I'd moved to the city for a graphic design job, leaving them in our small town, and visits had grown sparse. But that wasn't betrayal, that was life. No, this was them abandoning me. Cold resolve hardened in my chest, a steel rod replacing the splintered wood of my heart. They thought they could erase me. I'd make them regret it. That night, sleep evaded me, the bedsheets twisting around my legs like restraints. Dreams came in fragments. Mom's face morphing into a mask of indifference, Ethan laughing as he locked a door in my face. I woke sweating, the clock glowing 3:17 a.m. In the dim light of my laptop I started digging. Social media first, our family group chat was silent, but Ethan's profile showed a new post. A photo of him and Lila at a barbecue, captioned, "Family time is the best time." No tag for me. Rage pulsed through me, my fingers itching to comment something vicious. Instead I scrolled deeper, unearthing old emails, bank statements. There it was. The loan to Dad, $15,000 wired last year. never repaid. And Ethan's business. Thriving now, suspiciously so. Dawn crept in, gray and unforgiving. I showered, the hot water scalding my skin, but it couldn't wash away the plan forming in my mind. Revenge. Not impulsive, not loud. Quiet, calculated, like a virus slipping into their perfect little world. I'd expose them, Ethan's secrets, Dad's financial lies, Mom's hypocrisy. But doubt crept in. Was I becoming the monster they accused me of being? Moral conflict gnawed at me as I dressed, pulling on a black sweater that felt like armor. No, they started this. Justice wasn't revenge. It was balance. I drove back to town that morning, the highway a blur of yellow lines and semis. The radio droned news, but my thoughts drowned it out. Fantasies of confrontation, of watching their faces crumple as I revealed everything. The air grew thicker with pine scent as I neared home, the familiar hills rising like judgmental sentinels. I parked a block from the house, heart hammering. Sneak in. No, observe first. From the shadows of an oak tree, I watched. Mom in the kitchen window, stirring something on the stove, her posture straight but weary. Dad in the garage, tinkering with tools. No sign of Ethan. Tension coiled in my gut. This was real, not some fever dream. Slipping closer, I crouched by the side fence, the wood rough against my palms. Voices drifted out, Mom and Dad talking softly. "She'll understand eventually," Mom said, her voice cracking just a hair. "It's for the best." Dad murmured agreement, but there was hesitation. My breath caught. Was there regret? But then Ethan arrived, his SUV crunching gravel, and the mood shifted. Laughter inside, clinking glasses. They were toasting without me. Humiliation twisted into obsession as I retreated to my car. Back in the city by noon, I mapped it out on paper. Timelines, evidence. Ethan's affair. I had texts from years ago, saved in a hidden folder. Dad's store. Public records showed debts piled up, perhaps fraudulently. Mom. Her charity work, that funneled money to Ethan's ventures. Layers peeled back, revealing rot. But fear whispered, what if this destroys me too? I pushed it down, focusing on the slow burn. Start small. Anonymous tips to local papers, whispers in town forums. Weeks passed in a haze of planning. Work suffered. My boss noticed the dark circles, the snapped responses. "Everything okay, Sarah?" he'd ask. I'd nod, smile brittle. Inside, resentment festered. I imagined their gatherings. Thanksgiving approaching, the table set without my place. Heartbreak resurfaced in quiet moments, tears soaking my pillow. But resolve won out. I created fake accounts, seeded doubts online. Heard the Millers are in financial trouble. Anyone know? Subtle, deniable. Then the first crack, a call from Dad, unexpected. "Sarah, we miss you." His voice was gravelly, aged. Suspense built. Was this reconciliation? But no, he rambled about the store, hinting at needing more money. Fury ignited. They weren't sorry, just desperate. "We've agreed," I echoed coldly. "I'm no longer part." Blick. Guilt stabbed, but I savored the power. Ethan texted next. "What's your problem?" "Mom's upset." Manipulation pure. I replied with a screenshot of his old affair messages. Silence. Tension rose, a pot simmering. I waited, watching their social media for signs. Posts grew sparse, comments defensive. Obsession consumed me. Nights poring over plans, days feigning normalcy. One evening, Lila called, voice trembling. "Sarah, please. Ethan's a mess." "What are you doing?" Natural pleading. But I heard the fear. "Ask him about the money," I said softly. "And the other woman." Blick. Moral conflict surged. Lila was innocent, caught in crossfire. But betrayal's poison spread. They all chose sides. The plan crystallized. Thanksgiving. I'd crash it, not with screams but evidence. Printouts, recordings. Let them see the monster they created. Doubt flickered, poetic justice or self-destruction. I pushed on, the suspense a tight wire. Thanksgiving dawned crisp and mocking, frost etching patterns on my windshield as I drove the familiar route. The car smelled of stale coffee and determination, my hands gripping the wheel white-knuckled. Inner thoughts raced. This is it. No turning back. Fear knotted my stomach. What if they called the cops? What if Mom broke down? But resentment fueled me. They'd exiled me, now I'd exile their illusions. The town welcomed me with indifferent streets, holiday lights twinkling prematurely. I parked down the block, bundle of papers under my coat like a smuggler's contraband. The air bit cold, carrying scents of roasting turkey from neighboring homes. My breath fogged as I approached the house, heart thundering. Through the window, the scene unfolded cinematically. Table laden with food, Mom carving the bird, Dad pouring wine, Ethan and Lila chatting, their kids playing. Perfect tableau minus me. I knocked, the sound echoing like a gunshot. Silence inside, then footsteps. Mom opened the door, her face paling to ash. Sarah. What are you? Shock, then anger flashed in her eyes. You weren't invited. I know, I said, voice steady despite the tremor in my core. But we need to talk. I pushed past, the warmth of the house enveloping me like a false embrace. Smells assaulted, sage, butter, cranberry, twisting nostalgia with nausea. The family froze. Dad dropping his glass, red wine spilling like blood on the rug. Ethan rising, face reddening. Lila clutching a napkin, eyes wide. What's this? Ethan growled, stepping forward. Believable rage, but I saw the fear underneath. You can't just barge in. Can't I? I pulled out the papers, spreading them on the table amid the plates. Bank statements, emails, screenshots. Let's discuss why you've cut me out. Is it because I know too much? Suspense hung thick, breaths held. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Sarah, please. Not now. When then? My voice cracked, raw emotion spilling. Heartbreak mixed with fury. After you've stolen more from me? Dad, that loan. Was it for the store or Ethan's business trips? I air-quoted, watching Dad slump, guilt etching lines deeper. Ethan lunged for the papers. Lies. She's unstable, always has been. Manipulation, desperate. But Lila grabbed his arm, whispering, Is this true? The room erupted. Voices overlapping, accusations flying. I stood amid the chaos, cold resolve anchoring me. And the affair, Ethan. Remember Jessica. I covered for you. Lila gasped, pulling away. Kids whimpered, ushered out by Mom. Dad's voice broke through, trembling. We did it to protect you, Sarah. From yourself. You're destructive. Revelation hit like a slap. Protect me. Delusion. Protect. I laughed bitterly. By disowning me. No, you protected him. I pointed at Ethan, whose facade cracked, resentment mirroring mine. Mom sobbed now, collapsing into a chair. We thought it'd make you change. Come back better. Moral complexity unveiled. Their love twisted into control. Tension peaked as Ethan snarled. Get out, or I'll make you. Threat but hollow. I gathered the papers, resolve wavering with guilt. Had I gone too far? Then the twist. Lila stood, voice steady. No, she's right. I've suspected for years. She turned to Ethan. We're done. She grabbed the kids' coats, storming out. Ethan chased, pleading. Alone with parents, the air deflated. Dad whispered. We were wrong. But so are you. Poetic justice soured. Victory tasted like ash. I left them broken, driving into the night. Obsession faded, replaced by emptiness. Revenge delivered, but at what cost? The road stretched endless, mirroring my fractured soul. In the rear view, the house receded, a pyre of what was. Unexpected consequence. Freedom lonely but mine.